So guys, now let's learn about these FSMO rules. These are pronounced as FISMO rules, FIZMO. So this is not FSMO, these are called FISMO rules. So there are certain roles that should be performed by single domain controller. If these operations are performed by multiple domain controllers, there will be an inconsistency in the data. So that's why these FISMO rules should be applied to single domain controller only, and those are called flexible single master operations. That means only single master should do these operations, otherwise your entire domain gets some inconsistency. If they are performed by more than one DC, inconsistency takes place, because due to if you can consider as simple example, if two people are writing over the same text file, then each member updates the data and there will be inconsistency in the data. In the same way, there will be inconsistency in data. To avoid that, we need to assign to only the single domain controller only. And these FISMO rules are divided into two types: forest wide and domain wide rules. So there are, so let's see what are those. Forest wide rows are schema master and domain naming master. So these two rows should be given to domain controllers, one per forest. If you have given these two rows to two domain controllers, and these two rows cannot be given to any other domain controller in the entire forest. It generally a convention that schema master and domain naming master should be one DC, so that you can manage very comfortably. But they should not be assigned to second DC. And domain wide rows are read master, PDC emulator. I'm sorry, PDC emulator, not master. Sorry for PBT mistake. And infrastructure master. So these domain wide rows can be given to the DCs according among the domain. Single domain contain these three rows, and another domain also contain the domain controllers with these three rows. So now let's see what are these rows in depth, so that you can get much more understanding about this. So first let's see this forest wide rows, schema master and domain naming master. First one is schema master. So in this active directory, everything will be stored as an object, and it will be stored in the database. So the schema is like a design and the layout of this database. So how many attributes you have, how many columns, how many classes and objects are there. So that is the schema. And DC domain controller with the schema master role store the schema of entire forest. So entire forest schema will be stored in this domain controller with the schema master role enabled. If new attribute of an object is to be added, suppose employees payroll or salary want to be added, then schema master only can update the schema of database. No other domain controller can update this schema. If they try to update the schema, they will get the reference of this schema master role of this DC. So be careful when changing the schema. Sorry for this auto correction. So be careful when changing this schema, because it's irreversible. Whenever you add a new attribute, it cannot be removed. And if you want to test a new schema, then make a new forest and test there. So if you want to add or remove some particular attributes, all you want to do is, you don't need to perform on the main forest. Create a test forest and add the schema there and test there. So that is a good practice. So this is all about the schema master. Next one is domain naming master. So only domain controller with this role can manage domain names across forest. So forest contains multiple domains, and these multiple domains have names, right? Homelab.server and csc.local, ec.local, etc. So this domain naming master makes sure that these node2 domain contents have same names. So if two domains have the same names, then there will be a conflict in accessing the resources. So that's why this domain controller with this role makes sure that no two domains have the same names. And also this domain controller can modify domain names or can add domains and check for the domain name conflicts. So if you want to change the domain of csc.local to csc2.local, you can only this domain controller can change the domain name. And also if you want to add particular domains to your forest, then only this domain controller can add, and also it will check for the domain name conflicts to make sure that no two domains have the same names. So that's all about this domain naming master. And next one is read master. So from now we will see about the domain wide rows. These two, schema master and domain naming master, are the forest wide rows. Now we are going to see the domain wide rows, that is read master. Every domain have a domain controller with the read master role enabled. So each user have the security identifier, that is SID. So if there is a user1, then user1 have the SID to identify that particular user. And read master stands for relative ID, and read master allocates read pools which contain SIDs to the objects. So there will be some objects, say 100 users, then read pool contains some 200 of SIDs. So whenever these objects want allocate this information, user information, then one SID will be allocated to that user object. So that's why our read master takes control of all these read pools and SIDs. So whenever there is a object deletion, then that SID will be lost, or when there is a clearing the attributes of the object, then the SID will be released and can be used for another object. And read master makes sure that no two objects have same SIDs. So whenever you create two users with the same name, of course they have same name, but the SIDs will be different. So that is because read master makes sure that no two objects have same SIDs. So that is all about the read master. Next one is PDC emulator, and PDC stands for primary domain controller. This is helpful in the backward comparative with NT domain controllers. So there are, before 2008 there are NT domain controllers, and if you want to pair the NT domain controller with this 2008 or 12 domain controllers, you need this PDC emulator. So but in 2020 no one uses NTDCs, but it's useful in the back olden days. So it also makes sure that entire domain has the correct time. So PDC emulator has some atomic clock, and that will be connected to some Microsoft servers. They have some correct time, accurate time. So this PDC emulator makes sure that entire domain has the correct name, and it also stores the latest passwords of all the users. Suppose if user want to update the password, the latest password will be stored in this PDC emulator. And if any domain controller does not know the password of an user, then it asks PDC emulator for the latest or updated password. Suppose if another user of one domain want to interact with another domain, then the password will be asked by DC to this PDC emulator. So then PDC emulator gives the latest password, and DC will authenticate the user. So that is the users of this PDC emulator. And last one is infrastructure master, and domain controller with this role manages the object references to other domain. If domain B objects are group of domain A, then domain A should maintain these object references in itself, because let's say some users of domain B are part of only particular group of domain A, then this infrastructure master keep the track of all those objects. If there is any object movement like object creation or object deletion, or the object has been left to this domain A, then the changes should take place accordingly. So this infrastructure master updates a track of all these objects. So that is about the infrastructure master. So we have learned this FISMO roles, and we have seen the forest wide rows and the domain wide rows. So guys, now here we are on the Windows Server 2012. Let's see how to transfer these operational roles. So let's click on these tools and click on Active Directory users and computers. So first let's see how to transfer these domain wide roles. So all you need to do is select this homelab.server and right click on this and choose this operations master. And here we have the three options: read, PDC and infrastructure. As you can see here, this is our Windows DC is our the this DC, and you can see this is the operation master and PDC and infrastructure as well, because we have only one DC. By default everything is set to this Windows DC. If you want to change this to another domain controller, just close this one and say change domain controller. So here you will see list of all domain controllers in your forest. We have only one domain controller, so that's why I cannot show you the changes now. So if you have another domain controller, it will be listed here. All you need to do is select this one and click on OK. After that you can click on this and operation master and click on change. You can see there is no other domain controller you need to connect to it. So after adding the domain controller, you can see the domain controller here, and you can change this one. So that is how you change the domain wide roles, read PDC and infrastructure. Let's close this. So to change the domain naming system master, all you need to do is click on tools and click on domain centers. So here all you can do is right click on this and select this operations master. In the same way you can change the domain controller as well. So this is about DNS master. So there is schema master. We need to see. All you need to do is type the hit the Windows button and type search for MMC. This is like a console snap-ins. You can add the snap-in and you can remove the snap-in. Before that, open the command prompt. So there is this schema management DLL file. We need to register it using the registry service. So let's go to the root and let's say cd Windows and cd system32. So in this folder we have this registry service, register the service.exe. So now we need to define the DLL file. So this application is used to register DLLs on the computer. It's a SCHM, and if I hit tab you can see schema management.dll. If you hit enter, now you can see DLL register server in schema management DLL succeeded. Hit OK, click close, and now go to this MMC console and say file add or remove snap-in. So now you should see the schema now. So you can see the active directory schema, click on add. Now you can say OK. So now you can just have the classes and attributes as well. See, these are all the default classes and the attributes. So by default this DC will be set to this schema. So that's all for this video. That's how you transfer the operational roles in the domain controller.